Hey friends, how are you? Hope you're well. Welcome to episode 12 of A Book and a Bake. So, the book for this month is Murder at the Irish Castle by Ellie Brannigan. Um, this is the first in a series, and I really enjoyed this. I gave this four out of 5. I thoroughly enjoyed this. So, we meet bridal designer Rain McGrath. Now, she's on Rodeo Drive, but herself and her business partner are hoping to launch it to the next level. And on her 30th birthday, they have this power meeting set up with investors, etc. And she goes to pick up her business partner to find out he's done a runner. Not only with all the money that they have, but also with all the dresses. He is gone. So she's absolutely distraught. She has no idea what she's going to do. And then her mum tells her that she's booked her on a flight to Ireland because her uncle has died and she is needed by the lawyer for the reading of the will. And as it turns out, her uncle has left her his castle. And she is to try, along with her cousin Chiara, they've to try and turn the fortunes of the castle and the village around in a year. And if they do that, they both get money. And they've got to, they then choose whether they want to put the castle up for sale, etc. Or if they don't want to do that, then basically the castle's sold and everything, goes to pot, as it were. The villagers lose their income, etc. So her cousin is not very happy that they're having to share responsibility. I think the cousin had hoped to have sole ownership, as it were, but that's not the case. So their relationship is pretty feisty, and as Rain gets more settled and she realizes that she can still run her designer shop or do her bridal business from Ireland, from the castle, and she has ideas of making the castle into a wedding venue, but she needs everybody who works at the castle on board. And there's some sort of tetchy moments to do with it, but then Chiara comes to her and says, "I don't think my father it was an accident. I think he was murdered." And they go to the Garda, and he's like, "Yeah, there are things that don't add up, etc." And once they start looking into the finances of the castle, they begin to find loopholes and various things that that the uncle is questioning and things like this. I honestly didn't work out who'd done it until I was told. I loved the characters. I really enjoyed the Irish setting. I liked that the sort of the bouncing off of each other from Rain and Chiara. I liked that aspect of it. They were both passionate about what they did. Chiara could understand the bridal section of what Rain did, but she suddenly came round to it, and I like the fact that Rain also got her hands dirty and helped out where she could within the castle as well, and came up with ideas as to how they could get more people in, etc. So for a first book in a series, I think really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I will definitely be reading more of this series because I think I really want to see where it goes and what happens between the cousins and how we start to hopefully see a build up from the castle becoming a business, the bridal bit becoming more of a business again, and then also how does that equate to the town. I really like sort of the characters. The butler in the castle is really lovely. He is really nice. He tries to, he obviously is very devoted to the uncle that died, and he doesn't want anything bad to be remembered him by, sort of thing. So he's a bit like, don't know if you should be digging into this, etc. But no, I really enjoyed it. And a great start to a cozy mystery series. Ireland's a great setting for any book, so it's really good. But yeah, if you've read it, I would love to know, what did you think of it. I will leave the publication date as well on the down below in the description, but also on the thumbnail for this video, so you know when it's coming out. But if you're going to read it, let me know, and if you do read it, I would love to chat with you about it. So this is the end of the book part of this series, this episode. Stay tuned for the next part, which is a bake, and I really hope you enjoy it, because I have enjoyed making it. But until my next, no, what am I going to say? Just carry on watching. I'm confused. It doesn't matter, it's fine. Anyway, enjoy the next part of this video. Bye. Hey, welcome to the bake part of this video. We are making Guinness chocolate cake. This is not something I've ever made before. I will be having my sous chef help me. Mum's going to help me with this. It's going to be a mum-daughter bake. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be different, and I'm sure it's going to be tasty. But as we'll talk you through the process as we're making it. And as always, I will leave a link to where I got the recipe in the description bar, so if you want to go and make it yourselves, you can do. So yeah, let's get on with this cake, shall we? Okay, I have all the ingredients we need for our cake. And we also have our tins. We had a handful of tins, but we found tins that would work. So we're now going to line them and get them ready. Okay, I thought we'd let you see how we do our tins here. Everybody has different methods to doing it, but this is a method we use. Okay, so basically you just draw in the corners, don't you? Just mark the corner. Oh, Mum does it sometimes. She does it all the way around. I don't. I tend to just do the corners and then fold. But I guess this way you actually get the actual marking. Et voila. And then we just fold along, and you're going to cut the corner bits, yeah? Even those are non-stick pans we're using, it's easier to lift them out, and the recipe does tell you to cover it in paper, etc. So. See what she does with the corner. By doing that, it means that it will sit nice and neatly when it goes into the tin.
She hopes.
It will do, it'll be fine. Dad did this once. Oh, he was using this tin, I think, once, and he thought, well, I'll line it. Yeah, it's fine, no problem. And he did line it, which is good. But he did it the quick way. I cut some parchment paper. As you can see, this has got
a loose bum.
It's got a loose bum on it. Hold on, I'll show you. So yeah, loose bum. So what he did was he put the parchment paper in there and put that on top of it, and thought that's fine, that's good. But forgetting he needed to take this out and put the parchment back in again. Yeah, it was like, he suddenly realised what he'd done, but it was too late because everything was in, whatever it was he was making was in the tin. It was like, but it did work out. He was very lucky it did work out. But yeah, so yes, the joys of trying
everybody's trying to cook it at one time.
Exactly, everybody's trying to cook at one time. Everybody trying to go, oh, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? It's just like, oh.
Something. A very small kitchen.
Yes, very, very small kitchen. God blimey. How at times the three of us managed to cook in here together? I have no idea. I really
We're
don't.
all breathing in at one time.
Probably, yeah. So, yeah, so you just play with that until it goes in, am I right? So,
Now, which one is it? This is the
so yeah. Right, okay, I think I'm going to have to hold one bit in while Mum finagles with the other bit. And that's it, in.
let go.
So let go, right, okay. So that's, Mum's going to do the same with this tin, and I'm going to start measuring out our ingredients. So, yeah, so I will let you see kind of as I go along. Okay, I have the Guinness and the butter in the pan, and I'm going to just let the butter melt into the Guinness. So that's the first process. I'm now beginning to measure out the rest of my ingredients. I have my cocoa measured out because it goes into the Guinness mixture, so I'm now going to start with the rest of the dry ingredients. Okay, so all the other dry ingredients are in here. What I am going to tell you is that we have half the sugar amount. There's supposed to be 675 grams of sugar. We've used 300. Just no way are we making a cake that sweet. Just couldn't cope with it. So that's fine. So we've cut half the sugar down. But I say that's all my dry ingredients, and I just need to deal with the rest of my wet ingredients. And this is melting away nicely. Let's give it a wee stir with a good old woody spoon.
Oh, there's a half spoon sugar right.
That's okay. So yeah, so just letting this gently cook down. I think I might actually put some more heat under that because it's taking a wee bit too long for my liking, but hey ho. So yeah, so I'm now going to go on to my eggs and my sour cream.
It's not allowed.
Okay, so we've got the butter and the Guinness melted, and we're now whisking in the cocoa.
Mix this and then we'll use a whisk.
It just says whisk until the mixture is smooth. So we're going to use the hand mixer, but Mum very wisely decided to use that wee whisk to begin with, because if not there would be cocoa everywhere.
Right.
Right, okay, so I'm going in with a hand whisk. Right, you know. Let's hope that was... Yeah, so I'm just going to whisk it. I'm going to stop this because it's going to go everywhere. So that's the whisk. It has splattered everywhere, but I'm now going to go on to doing the cream, the sour cream and the eggs. Okay, I've added the cocoa and butter and Guinness mixture, so I've now got to mix this again just till I combine it. So that's it combined, and I now, what do? Add the flour mixture. Oh, okay, fine. And then mix it on slow. It will be slow because it will end up going everywhere. So I'm just, yeah, I think I'm gonna. No, it's okay.
Hang on, I'll do that. You mix it.
Right, so I've got a couple of spoons in there, and I'm going to mix, and we're just going to take it bit by bit. Okay, it's now mixed. What I've got to do is mix it for a minute. So a bit of concentrator. This is going to go all over the floor. And that's it, had its minute, and now is the fun part. I may actually get my sous chef to do this, to put this mixture into the 2 tins. If I do it, it's going to go all over the floor because I'm just useless at that sort of thing. So I will get Mum to do it for us. We have had a wee taste of the beater, and doesn't taste too bad actually. We are quite happy with it.
Yeah,
so,
I'll use this one.
So I'm.
No, actually, that's a smaller tin.
So
slightly smaller.
Do you need me?
No.
She's just going to pour and go by eye. Oh my goodness! Look at that rich, chocolatey colour. Oh yum! That just looks like liquid chocolate.
Sort that bit of the paper.
What bit?
That one.
Oh, that's okay. That's it. It's fine. It's come now. Look at that chocolate. Oh man. That does look so tasty, I have to say. Right, Mum, you're going to come back and do this one. Just going to put some more into here. And then we're going to put them in the oven. I'll let you see what they look like when they come out. So Dad is about to taste the batter.
Oh, gee. Very tasty.
So,
Top of the morning.
so
At the top of the afternoon, a wee while. No, not quite.
So yeah, so we're just got tidy up to do, but that's in the oven for its cooking time. Okay, the cakes have had their 35 minutes, so we're going to test them. But, oh, the smell is delish. Well, that's clean as a whistle. Right, just double check.
Yep.
Right, check the wee one. It's not really wee, but what we think my mum is suggesting that what we do is we actually just use one cake and half it, and then just
Save the other
one. Brilliant, that's them cooked. So they'll stay like this in the tins for about 10 minutes, and then we'll take them out and cool them completely on cooling trays. But if you could smell, they do smell so nice and they look so good. So that's the cakes taken out of the...
This was nasty because I
No.
thought so we could probably,
So probably we'll
on
just
top of
put one on top of the other, but they look good, so that's the important thing, and hopefully they'll taste just as good. But we'll leave them to cool completely. We may butter ice them, we'll probably maybe butter ice them later on, and we'll use the cake for pudding. So we're on to the icing for the cake. We've decided we're going to, although we've got two halves of a cake, as it were, we're only going to use one half, because to make the whole cake would be just, we wouldn't eat it all and it would go to waste. So what we're doing is we're going to only use half of it, going to freeze the other half. So I'm making the butter icing for it. It's supposed to be Bailey's Irish cream, but I don't take alcohol, so I'm just doing vanilla. So I'm eyeballing this, guys. So I've got some Flora buttery in here. You can use butter if you want. I just prefer using this stuff. I think because it's softer to begin with, you get a better buttercream. So I'm just sort of cutting I've just eyeballed the icing sugar as well. I've just put some in. I say we try and make our icing sugar, our buttercream with as little icing sugar as possible. Obviously because of the diabetes and stuff. So I just cut the icing in, and then I'll start whipping it with, the icing sugar in, and then I'll start whipping it with a hand whisk. Okay, that's it with I've whipped it twice and added some sugar. Looking at it, I know there's not going to be enough to kind of give us a decent filling of the cake, so I'm going to add more Flora to it and then work from there. But yeah, it's just a case of add the Flora, add the sugar, whip, and then I'll add some vanilla bean paste to it. As I say, I'm just eyeballing everything, so I've just squirted in some vanilla bean paste. I'm just going to whip that together and see what it looks like. But I think I've got a far better amount of icing now. I think we'll do both, the middle and the side at the top of the cake, but we'll find out when I go to do it. So my sous chefs have come back to help me. Oh, we're being very precise, or are we just going to eyeball it? Just eyeball it. So hold on, look around so you see.
Oh, that's about right.
I think so. If it doesn't matter. So that's, just cut it in half and see I'm going to ice one half, plonk the other half on top. Oh, it's very dense. Very dense. Interesting.
Like
it does look like a brownie. Hope it's cooked.
Well, it should be. It came out clean.
Very dense. But hey ho,
Not what I expected.
Not what I expected either, but hey ho, we live and we learn. So we're going to ice that bit and plonk that bit in the top. So it'll look...
That's no bad.
That's not bad, that looks quite good. But that's what we'll do. We'll put some icing on the top. No, I thought like it would be light and airy, but we'll see what it tastes like, guys. But I'm going to ice it just now. And oh, by the way, the other one is in here, wrapped in parchment, then wrapped in cling film, and then put into an airtight bag with it labelled, and it'll go into the freezer. But I will let you see what this looks like once it has been iced. Okay, I've got a nice thick layer of buttercream on there, and I'm going to put the top, just put this bit, just going to sit it on the top, like so. And then I'm just going to ice the top of that with the buttercream as well. So that's it, iced. I've left the top like just mounds and stuff like that, because goodness, when you get it, it's like frothy at the top. So I thought, well, just replicate that slightly and just leave it as is. But nice lot of icing. We're going to have this some of this for pudding for tonight. So I will let you. We will do a taste test for you. I'll let you see what it is. Let you see what our thoughts are about it. Sorry about that. There's a banana in the background. But yeah, so that's the cake as is. Let's see. If any of you guys have made Guinness cake before, let me know. Is it as solid as that? It's my first time making it, so well, we shall see. But I'm sure we'll enjoy it no matter what. Oh. Okay, friends, we're trying out the Guinness cake. Oh. We are trying to see what it tastes like.
Solid. It's solid, all right.
Buttercream's good.
Yeah.
It's because I'm not really got very much flavour to it, if I'm honest.
You don't have any cake. This cake's
I'm very disappointing with it. We'll see what the others think of it in a minute. Right, Dad's having a taste test.
As long as I don't think it's a sponge, it's okay.
But it's got no flavour.
No.
What do you think?
Well, I have trouble getting flavour from anything just now.
But the problem is it flavoured yesterday from the bit that broke off.
Yeah, so we'll maybe make it again, we'll maybe not, we'll see, we'll think about it, but not the best cake in the world. So as you saw, the cake was not exactly a big success. Mum and I were talking about it, and we're kind of we think we know what went wrong. If you remember earlier on when I was doing the sugar, I said that I'd cut the sugar in half. The recipe called for over 600 grams of castor sugar. I used 300 grams of what we call over here half and half, which is half sugar, half like stevia. And we think that, so that basically that means you've got only like, although I put in 300 grams of that, really only put in like 150 grams of real sugar. So we think that's the problem, in that I should have used 600 grams of half and half and just kept to the same, sugar amount, and that's why it didn't work. See, it definitely needed the buttercream, but there's not a lot of flavour off of the cake either. I don't know. I think that's because it's so dense. If it was the way it should look, I think it would taste better. So we will finish the cake. Martin was told that he will definitely be getting it again tomorrow for pudding, but I'll add some fruit to go with it just to try and sort of lighten it a bit. We still have the other sort of layer, because usually I made 2 cakes or 2 layers, so I've still got the layer that we didn't use. So I was saying to Mum, what I'll do is I'll probably make it into something like a tiramisu or something. And try and sort of lighten it in some way, maybe crumble it up or something. But yeah, I don't mind showing you my failures in baking. It doesn't matter. I think it's quite good to sort of say, well, actually, maybe this hasn't worked out as well as I wanted it. This is why. So I'm quite happy to do that. But anyway, this is the end of this episode of A Book and a Bake. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do make the recipe, I'm going to leave in the description box down below. I will leave where I got the recipe from, so if you want to go and make it, please do so, and let me know how it works out for you guys. I would love to know. But until my next episode, friends, stay safe, happy reading, bye.